Do you know what? I'm jumping ahead of myself here. I've just selfishly taken this out of the box without having pressed the record button. So we've got Mark here this weekend, and he fancied seeing what this is like. And I said, well, you can't open it because it has to be an unboxing ceremony. So I've just half undone it, haven't I? So the PNI HP55 is one of these one-hand radios, and it's one of these teeny-weeny sets. I think we've probably done some others like that. So I've got the usual pack of trash. With a print I can actually see. Right. Well, the signal generator sits there fixing. That was one of Mark's questions already answered. Does it detach? Yes, it does. Cigarette lighter lead. Amstrad looking plug, which is the opposite way around to an Amstrad. Spare fuse. Plastic mic clip. Very Tonka cable which will drag the radio all over the place. Right, we'll connect it up to our usual short circuit special crocodile clips. Right, we'll take this bracket off, which I should have done immediately. Now I'm not going to plug the extension speaker in yet because some of these sets seem to short out when I do that. On, you know, these little teeny weeny ones. I don't know why. Perhaps it's supposed to be a 3 conductor and I'm presenting it with 2. Can you see how bothered I look? Right, I'll just switch it off on then. On, off. Press F. Now, like a lot of cigarette lighter plugs, it seems that only one side of it, of the negative, is active. No. I haven't got a foggy. I have to get the instruction book out to switch it on. A long press of the mute button will turn on the station. I don't know where that is. Okay, let's find where it is. Button number 16. It's the one in the middle. Just see what power it's doing on CPT band. Oh, there's a nice delay, 2.7 watts. So we need to put it into UK mode. Let's see how that's done. You can activate the bass speaker, as in the one inside the thing, or this speaker, with what it says here. Pressing the function and left arrow consecutively. HM, microphone speaker activated. BO, microphone speaker and bass unit activated, as in both. And BA, bass unit speaker activated. Well, we're going to want both, so we'll do that. So F and arrow, it says consecutively. Oh, it did it then for a moment. I'll get out of that. I don't know how to escape. I don't know. Where's escape? No idea. Oh, it's gone out of it. H. Ah, that was it, BO. That's a bit of a faff. Right, so press F and A buttons, F and AF buttons. Right. Press PTT to confirm. Good. Now we can put it on channel 20. It's quite slow to respond to the functions. So it's doing 2.5 watts now. Time to open it up. Right, we've got this open. Try not to have to undo that. We zoom in a bit because it's such a small set. So we have, it says FM mod, so that's our deviation, and then we've got two unlabeled ones, and well, one of those is going to be power. So at the moment we're at 2.7 watts, so let's have a look. Not that. It's that. So go into the 30 watt scale, so 4 watts will be there. What I will just do is turn it right down, and we'll see the bar graph has no difference whatsoever, so it's pretty a fake bar graph. So it's doing about, at full whack, it's doing about 3.8 watts. Now there is a preset under that shield plate, so why would they put that there so that we can't get to it? Well, let's look at deviation. And we'll have to reset the deviation meter because we were on CPT last. So just key up. Set that 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Voila, 1.8. So we'll get the little audio oscillator out. See how that is. Voila. Oh, that's too much. One, two, one, two. Wow, that's still a bit too much. One, two, that's it. 2.5 absolute maximum, and averaging 2.2. So that's that done. You have, when a long press of the F button, you've got, let's have a look, FL, which is keys backlight, which is on. Pressing it again, FB is key beep, which is on. And FC is, and I've just gone out of it, is screen colour, and I've now changed the colour to green, just with the left and right arrows. So, and then it times out. So that's a possible useful feature. So with a long press of the A stroke F button, we go into the CPT band, because we're in UK, aren't we? So at the moment we are in, it doesn't tell us this, but we are in UK. Long press, and it's going into CE, still doing 4 watts. And then long press, we go back to UK, which it does say it's UK, but it doesn't remind you that it's UK. Oh yeah, it goes to annoyingly channel 9. It's a bit high on frequency, a bit higher than I would like, but they do drop with age, and I don't see any method of altering that. So the mystery preset could be AM modulation, or it could be power in a different region. So I'm going to we'll reset this and put it into EU mode so we can access AM. I can't see a modulation transformer, so it must use another technique. So we'll just go through this again. So change standard. Briefly press F and A. And then EU, and then press transmit. Okay, so it says FM. If we key up, 27205 nearly, and hopefully if we press A stroke F, we're going to AM. We do. Still doing 4 watts. 27204 now. I think it's on frequency. That's strange. Voila. It's on frequency in EU mode. Weird. So AM, let's see where we are. So I'll reset the test equipment for AM and key up, and we'll set the receive thing. 1 2 Wallow. As you can see, Wallow 1 2 1 2 1 2. So out of interest, does this preset alter the modulation? It does. One, two. Right, so that's sorted that out. I'll take a photo of this like we've done in the past. So I still have this mystery preset under the shield plate. But it can only be relating to power, and we've got the power we want, so they clearly don't want you to adjust that once it's been assembled. but had we not been able to find modulation, it might have been sneaking under there. So I'm not going to drill that out. I could have done. So here's the mystery. Let's go back to UK. And back to channel 20. And it's off frequency. And if we go into the CPT set of channels, it's really annoying that it goes to channel 29 every time. That's on frequency. Oh well. There's nothing I can do about that. And then we go back into, put the counter back on the screen for you. So 2779125 and it's 222. So it's high. It's a little higher than you would like. And then if we go back into CPT mode and go to the bother of changing it to channel 20 again and key up 2720492, it's actually slightly low but well within spec. And then we go back to UK and faff about putting it to channel 20. Key up, lo and behold, it's off frequency 79125. So I don't know what that's about. They're the only adjustments we've got. Certainly where the reference crystal is, we've got absolutely nothing. So I don't know if there's any hidden menu. So what I will do, I will just have a whip round and see if I can find any. Yes, that's all I can say about it. So that's a bit bizarre about the frequency being slightly off when it's on UK. We'll see how that works being slightly out when we do the scratchy corner test. There's nothing further I can say about the inside. So we've got power, we've got AM mod, we've got FM deviation, and that is it. There we go, done our black and white picture. So we've got transmit power, AM modulation, FM deviation. So at that we'll put the lid on. Mark and Mr. Chippy have just come back from a radio rally, and Mark's got a rather nice 12 amp fixed voltage Manson type of power supply for £10. So we've just actually checked that and it works. And he's got one of those Taran 3 amp CB power supplies that always does 14.5 volts. And I think he paid £2 for that. So they didn't come away empty-handed. And he says, and all the CB radios were £50–60. Perhaps that's my fault for showing how they can be serviced. And we didn't get any scrap chassis. So there we are. Right, it says 12 volts on this radio, so it's not a multi-voltage one. So let's have a look at what we can get out of the receive. I'll write it down on this. So it's the PNI, it's the HP62. I've got the wrong glasses on again. HP55. I'll put put one-hander so I know. Right, so we don't know which band we're on because it doesn't say, unless it does when you power it up. Let's power it down. Let's power it up. UK, right. So we don't want auto squelch on. No? Oh, I've got to get the instruction book to see which auto squelch is. Long pressing it gets rid of it. Okay. So we want 2779125 on the signal generator. There we go. So I want this squelch down until it hisses. I think it is down till it hisses. Let's turn the volume up. So coming through the two speakers as we set it to do. So what I better do, I'll put that on one side. We'll just plug this extension speaker in and hope it doesn't short out the radio. And find our 12 dB point, which is there. 0.34 microvolts. As we knock the power off from the cigarette lighter. 0.34 microvolts for 12 dB cyanide. I'll put that on its computer record later and we'll put it back on. So faff for cigarette lighters for me on here. So let's see what we get for 10. For 10 dB it's 0.25 microvolts, and for 20 dB, not all radios do this, but this does, it's 0.85 microvolts. So it's absolutely fine. I'll take that plug out because I say some of these tiny sets, I think they're expecting a 3 conductor plug and not a 2. I'm not sure what the third conductor does. So squelch. Put the camera onto the attenuator controls. So let's put the squelch up to full. Squelch. I want to know if it wraps around as well. 28 is the maximum. It doesn't wrap around. So we'll now turn the signal up on the signal generator. So 1, 3. You can see it's got an S meter kind of thing. 100 microvolts is there, so that's S9. So it's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 bars for S9. Just turn that down a bit. They're in 2s. So don't think there are 6 bars, there aren't. They're in 2s. So that's where I want squelch to come in, really. So it's coming in. Oh, it does actually say it was S5 where we were for 6 bars. So that's what it thinks. It's we're now on plus 30. So we're at 3 millivolts, which is ridiculous to open the squelch, but that's how it is, and at least it does open. So it only tells us the S readings when you've got a full set of bars, just to be more bizarre. So you've got the first pair of bars is S1, the second pair of bars is S3, the third pair of bars is S5, the next pair of bars is S9, so that's 8 bars, and then you've got 10. So let's just get ourselves down a bit. So S9 is 300 microvolts on this radio. Right, let's put it to minimum squelch. We can rapidly go down by holding on to it. So I'll turn it down to 1, which is the minimum. Just let it do its thing and time out. There we go. Now we'll see where that is. That's alright, that. 0.41 to open and 0.3 for it to close. So that's very sensitive, and that should work great round scratchy corner. Now it's got auto squelch. I think you press it twice. Or did we say it was a long press? Let's try the long press, not the wrong press, the long press. Yes, now we're in auto squelch. And it's basically the same. That might be too weak for people driving around town. So auto squelch is coming in at 0.9 and leaving at 0.6. So there is a difference. So we'll go out of auto squelch, back to manual squelch, take the signal generator off, actually switch it off and save some electricity, and we'll get the aerial. It's bank holiday Sunday afternoon. We'll need to turn the squelch up. It was 13. Let's go to auto squelch and make sure it's not sat there hissing. It's sat there hissing on auto squelch. It's probably adjustable. There we go. So we've now adjusted auto squelch for threshold. So go back to manual squelch. Just check we're at threshold. Oh, that dropped it right down. Am I still in squelch? I don't think I am. What am I in? I don't know what I'm in. Right, start again. Squelch. That's auto squelch we're in, which we don't want to be. We're in manual squelch. Squelch. No, that is the threshold. Right, let that time out. It's a faff, you've got to wait for it to time out. Right, here we go. Well, to be honest, we want to hear it hissing, don't we? Squelch. You know what I've gone and done? I think. Now I want the volume down. It's the lowest it will go. Let that time out. 1-9, Roger. You've no chance. Bit of something there. Get that squelch back on. There we go, 13's the threshold. So there you have it, the PNI HP55 one-hander. We've managed to get 3.8 watts out of it. And if I'm going to leave it on 19, I'd better select auto squelch. Thanks for watching, hope that was useful, and the on-the-air test with Mr. Chippy will follow later on today.